listen, I want to address something. This is technological, behind the scenes as well. This is as inside radio as you can get here. Okay, this is as inside baseball as you can possibly talk. But I want to address it because I was accused of something yesterday, late in this show, and I didn't like the accusation, and I challenged it. I had a
challenge flag thrown.
So I threw a challenge flag.
Right,
okay.
Right.
Very late in this program. Now, we're playing this week. In the last hour of this show, we usually play a game, and this week it's match game. And you'll hear it in 3 hours and 32 minutes.
Yes.
All right? Enjoy. So be here for that. It's good. It's that good. You need to hear it in about 3.5 hours. So yesterday we played this game. We had a player on named Curtis who actually won the game when all was said and done. But on his first question, it was like such and such, blank, and fill in the blank. And it was a difficult one. It was a harder question. And so right before he said his answer, he went, F. I mean, just said it out. Yeah. But I thought he went, ugh, just like exasperated. So when that happens, I'm in charge of what we call the dump button. Okay?
Very few trained broadcasters.
That's right.
Have the ability to simply hit the dump button. I can't do it. Biggie can't do it.
Nope. I'm right. It's
You're qualified. You're trained.
I have a dump finger, and there is one finger that goes onto there's a big old red button that says dump, and that's what I have to hit.
It's like the easy button at a Staples.
It is. And if someone curses, especially the F word, I got to get on that button.
Yeah, because he went right for it.
He did.
He went about 6 bad words deep in and really, it's for a game.
Yeah,
a match game that were no real prize.
T-shirt.
F. Like when I talked to him later, I was like, bro, it wasn't that serious.
He had 3 minutes to think about his answer.
Yeah.
He had a long time to think about it. And then he came up to him and went,
oh, yeah.
F. And Biggie said, but it's a T-shirt that we're playing. And it's not even. It's not
It's supposed to be a fun, lighthearted game.
It was very fun. That's why and listen, let me tell you something else. I don't hear well, okay?
You don't.
I don't.
I don't see well, and I don't hear well.
The system usually works like this.
Mm-hmm.
Caller, because we're in this room, we're pretty good about controlling our words.
Right.
90% of the time.
Yes. Now, you'll give us a GD every once in a while, but I usually let that pass because I'm not positive on GD. I've heard it on other radio shows.
Context.
And context. And I always feel like Chris Dim knows what he's doing. I mean, it doesn't, and like when you said, as Sharon Osbourne yesterday, you were real good because she called a member of their show P-Licker, and you were real good at dancing around that. I never consider hitting the dump button on one of us. Very rare. I mean, once in a while.
I mean, 90% of the time in the beginning, since the beginning of radio,
yes,
it's because callers sometimes forget that they're on the radio.
Yes.
But the good news is that we as broadcasters, there's a grace period. You have X number of seconds to hit the dump button.
That's it.
So what usually happens is Kelly, with his poor hearing, thinks he might have heard something untoward. Biggie hears it first.
Yeah, that's right.
Biggie knows it first because he's got the youngest ears in the room.
That's right.
He's like, that was a bad word.
Yep.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. But what he does to signal that to me, and now that we have cameras, you could see this. He starts waving his hands and like hit a button. Hit a button. He's like pointing his fingers like dump it. And I have to look at him and go,
dump what?
What's he?
What? It's like slow motion.
It is.
It's like slow motion.
It is.
When the word comes out.
There's a beat when we all go, did he just?
He did. And then I look at
because
Biggie.
you're inclined to think he didn't say that.
Right.
Well, because, you don't think. Again, you don't think over a lighthearted match game. He's going to be like, F.
Plus, sometimes, as with yesterday, I was concentrating so hard on the match game.
Being a game show host.
I'm in host mode that I didn't even think the F word. But when Biggie was frantically doing his button push, so it takes me a second to go, why is Biggie jiggling all over in there? What am I? And then it's like, oh my gosh, he must have said F. And then I go for that red button. Now, here's how long I have to do it. And I've been told this for years. 5 seconds. A lot of times you hear about the 7-second delay in radio or television. For whatever reason.
And that's pretty standard, I think,
right.
for like sport broadcasts.
That's right. So for whatever reason, for us, it's 5. They've set it on a 5-second delay. Fine. Now, we've had times in the past I've had bad dump. I have had a bad dump and been called on it later, because what tends to happen to me is, like we just said, I don't hear it at first. Somebody has to tell me, dump it, via some sort of game of charades in here. And then I dump it, and what the listener almost always hears is, the last thing they hear is the F word, and then 5 seconds of silence.
And then us going, wow.
Wow.
Be real careful, Bob. Watch your language there, Bob.
Can't have that, Bob.
So then later, everybody tells me, you had a bad dump. You missed your dump. I am 50-50 on my dumping at best. I have not had a good record on this. In fact, at one point, Biggie said, and this irked me, this is 3 years ago, Biggie said, I think I should be in charge of the dump button. I said, you are not taking that dump button away from me. I'm a seasoned. I've been trained.
I've been trying to get it away from you.
I know you have.
I still petition for it.
I won't. That's in my control.
That's too much control.
That's my dump button, okay?
This is like glimpses into the future when we force you to retire. I'm still viable. I'm really worried we are going to have to drag you out of here, kicking and screaming.
It's possible.
They'll have to fit your wheelchair with a little bell like Uncle Tico when they're breaking.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Because at this rate, you're not going to be able to hear.
That's right. That's my button.
You're not going to be able to see, but you're still going to insist on broadcasting.
Listen, the late, great Rush Limbaugh was deaf. He had cochlear implants. He hears better than I do. He was better at hearing stuff than I was. So yesterday, we're playing the game, and guy says it. I hit it.
In time.
In time. Okay.
There were a few seconds, but we all thought
within 5.
Kelly caught it.
Within 5. But after this program, here they came. All coming at me. Oh, F word got on. F word got on. Be ready.
Coworkers, management.
That's right.
Listeners, fact checker Rusty. All of them.
And true to form, here's what it sounded like on the air. Blah, 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 blah. F. 5 second dump. Right. Last thing you hear.
Tick, 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 tick,
right.
tick, tick.
So
whoa.
Right. So what you miss is his answer, the part you wanted to hear. What you get is the F word. It's exact opposite of how it was supposed to work. Now, after the show, when they all started coming at me, you had a bad dump. Biggie said, you didn't get to it in time. I said, by God, I got to that in time. Biggie said,
you're slowing down, old man.
Biggie said, you're slowing down. Your fastball's not what it used to be. I said, I got that dump. I know I got that dump within 5 seconds. Chris Dim, who's also a KG veteran, thank God I had his support, said, yeah, you got it within 3.
Well, we disagreed. We disagreed because I said, I don't think you realize how short that is. And you said, I don't think you realize how long that is.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
And then you did something which I thought was very childish, but I let it slide. You were like, I want you to guess when you think it's 3 seconds.
That's right.
Don't look at a clock and tell me when 5 seconds are up.
I sure did.
It's one of those times you made me feel like I was 8 years old.
I sure did.
Okay, teach.
I was fighting this. Yeah. I was fighting it. Mm-hmm. I was. So, all right.
Which, by the way, I was wrong.
That's right.
I thought it was 5 seconds. You said it was only 3.
That's right. So then, show ends. Again, I'm saying, I don't know what's wrong with this dump, but I got to that dump button within 3 or 4 seconds, and Chris Dim backed me up on it. He said, he did. He got to it. So, our video engineer, Drew, who runs these cameras, said, well, we can look back at the replay on this.
We can actually go to the tape.
We couldn't do that 3 days ago.
That's right. So now we got video.
Now we can.
So Biggie's like celebrating. Like, yeah, let's look at
the video review.
Now right there's where I had my first moment of doubt. Did I get to that?
Maybe I did grab his face mask.
Both feet were inbounds.
It's like, did I get to the dump button in time? Chris Tim and I thought yes. Biggie thought no.
Dave had no opinion.
Dave had no opinion as usual. And the F word did get on the air. So for me to be right and Chris Tim to be right, it's like, well, something had to have gone wrong with this piece of equipment, which is 50-50, I guess. But it's odd that something was dumped, but not in time. So they go back and look at it. And
frame by frame.
They saw my big finger going across.
They saw me.
Yeah.
During match game? I know.
Who says the F word over a free T-shirt?
Curtis.
Curtis, what are you doing?
I feel like Curtis is the guy that cusses out the McDonald's employees when they're out of apple pies. Yeah, give me an apple pie. I'm sorry, we're out right now. Yeah, every effing time. Whoa, bro.
It's an apple pie. That's right. Not like we're
That's
a big
how
Mac.
I feel about it.
Yes. Okay.
It's not an Amazon card.
No.
Right. So after we're done, we walk out into the hall. A lot of discussion.
Everyone hushes when they see us. They're the guys who let the F word on. Kelly's losing it.
That's right. Should we give the dump
There's an
button?
awkward silence as all the coworkers. They said the F word. Yeah, we're in big trouble.
Here comes the littlest patriot too.
Oh yeah.
Is it true? I've received some information that
Rumor going around.
you might have let the F word on.
If we get a complaint, I can't stand behind you.
Yeah, there's no one who will not have your back more so than him.
So true. And he
Play the senile card. Huh?
Now, this is very important. Did you say it, or did one of the listeners?
One of the listeners.
That's much better.
thank God. He assumed Christine. I just assumed Christine.
Yeah.
And said it. No. One of the callers, Curtis, he says, over the match game? He said, over the match? Yes. Okay.
Is it a very hot topic?
No.
What were you discussing? Was it political? No.
Playing the match
Playing
game.
match.
That lighthearted S.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So it's awkward. We go back to the desk. Now, our post show. Here comes the engineer, Drew. He's looked at it on video, and he says to me, you are right. You got to that just over 3 seconds after the F word was uttered, and you hit the button in time, but the last thing heard on the air was the F word. So there's a malfunction with the dump button.
The button itself.
The button itself. So I didn't have bad dump. That's a bad button. So I was vindicated. I run up and down the halls. I tell Biggie.
3 seconds, bitch.
I still got it.
3.
You're not getting that button off me yet.
3. I told Biggie. I came back in the room. I said 3.
I'll get you one day.
That's right. 3.
Like Steph Curry
Yeah.
after draining a shot from half
right.
court.
That's right.
3.
That's a 3. Okay. So I didn't care what was wrong with us. Like, I just know I didn't mess it up. But then, curiously, and you all don't even know this, I
One little engineer said, sir?
what's going on with this? So I go home, and on the way home, I get a call from the engineer, Drew, and he says, well, we've done some investigating on this, and here's the way the dump button is set up. Now, this was done by past regimes years ago. This dump button has been sitting here for 15 years. And what happened was, yes, I have 5 seconds to get to the button, but when I hit dump, it is set up, it is programmed to only dump 2.5 seconds. So in reality, I only have 2.5 seconds to get to the button, not 5. And so when I got to it at 3.1, the last thing you hear is the F word. And that has happened to us multiple times over the years. And so he said, so you got to hit it twice to get rid of,
You got to take a double dump?
you got to do a double dump to get rid of all 5 seconds. You have to do that.
So let me get this right. It says 5 on the display,
Right.
but you only have 2.5.
2.5. Now you can get all 5, but you got to hit it twice. And it's like, what?
Should we fix that?
who set it up that way, you know? So I said, well, at least I'm vindicated here. And I'm vindicated for many bad dumps in the past. I mean, many years I've been made fun of as the guy who's losing it on the dump button. I can't
He can't hear.
Can't
He's
hear.
Lost his reflexes.
can't get there in time. And I said, you better believe I'm going to let Biggie know this because he's been challenging me on this dump button for years. So as of today, I'm proud to announce they have recalibrated the dump button. So it is a 10-second delay.
Okay.
And 5 seconds are cut off. I have 10 seconds to get
10
to it,
seconds from hearing naughty word.
but really just 5.
Just 5.
Because it cuts the 5. I mean, it cuts 5. But I can hit it twice and get all 10. Very odd system.
It should just be.
I
Never
know.
mind.
I know.
Of course.
I know. It should be. It should be 7 and cut all 7. That's what everybody does.
You know what you should have done? F. Click. It's hung up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So here's the point. You want to try to slip the F word by me? Go ahead. Bring it.
Let's not play that game, actually.
You still got it?
I've still got it. My record is 3. I'm sticking on 3. That's right. So I'm the sheriff right here, right now with this dump button. So come on in at me. Come at me if you want to. Now they have given me a little extra pad on this. Now I have up to 5 to get there. Wow, what a scenario yesterday. We were all
Nothing
over
like it.
all over that. I know it was very difficult, but I'm glad we got to the bottom of it because I've let too many S's and F's slip through in the last 10 years, and I was doubting myself. But now that makes me
Not
feel-
anymore.
Not anymore. That makes me feel a lot better.